think Lex has been tremendous, and obviously she's a player that probably doesn't get a ton of credit.
1 minute ago, that's all it took to shake the entire WNBA world. 3 players, 3 injuries, 1 statement that fans say the league never wanted released. Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, Lexie Hull, names that carried record ratings, packed arenas, and brought the WNBA more attention than it has seen in years. And now, they're at the center of a moment fans are calling a breaking point. This isn't just about basketball. It's about silence. It's about protection. And it's about what happens when the league's biggest stars stop playing along.
So guys, in yesterday's game, Lexie Hull got a fairly bad
And all
hit to
these
head.
things that the fans are feeling, the fans are speaking back. They do not appreciate it. They feel scammed, they feel lied to, and they feel used.
Over the past season, WNBA viewership surged. Merchandise sales exploded. Media coverage reached new heights. But behind the numbers, fans started noticing something else. More physical play. More uncalled contact. More players leaving games injured. And when those injured players happened to be the faces of the league, fans started asking uncomfortable questions.
Player is Lexie Hull. Lexie Hull got it a lot worse than Gabby Williams, by the way. Like, that is a hard hit. That's not just a normal hit. That is a hard hit. And I think in general, people have we gotta talk about these hits as what they are. Like,
Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA under a microscope. Every game was nationally televised. Every foul sparked debate. While critics argued whether she was receiving special treatment, fans saw the opposite. Escalating physical defense that often went unchecked. When Clark went down with an injury, the reaction was immediate. Arenas went silent. Social media exploded. And questions followed fast. Was this just basketball? Or was the league failing to protect its most visible player?
Sophie Cunningham was targeted. Let's be very, very clear.
Ridiculous. Flat out. And I don't know how the Indiana Fever can continue to survive with things being this way. Who would have thought this whole now you know rollout?
Then came the moment involving Lexie Hull. A hit, a pause, and visible concern. Fans weren't just reacting emotionally, they were asking procedural questions. Why wasn't play stopped sooner? Were medical evaluations thorough enough? Former players and analysts publicly questioned whether head injury protocols were being applied consistently. No official wrongdoing was confirmed, but the optics were troubling, and the silence afterward only fueled the outrage.
Officiating and more about hiring officials that are able to call a consistent game and protect your athletes. Pathetic. Praying for you, Sophie. Like, bro, Sophie, bro. I just cannot believe this, dog. Like, y'all just let Sophie get hurt like that, bro. Like damn, dog. Like, it's not easy to go day to day and continues to think maybe this is my day, maybe it's not. But she continued to come in and be the person that she is.
Sophie Cunningham has built her reputation on toughness. She plays physical. She talks back. She doesn't back down. But when Cunningham suffered a knee injury after heavy contact, fans drew a line. Some analysts described the play as aggressive but legal. Others went further, using the word targeted. No official discipline followed. No league statement addressed the growing concern. And that silence became the loudest part of the story.
I don't care. Lexie Hull obviously wanted to go back in the game. She's tough as nails. You don't fuck around with that shit. She could have fractured her damn skull. I hope she got a CT scan. If she didn't get a scan immediately, I want whatever doctor okayed her to not get a scan to be fired on the spot. And I mean that. If it turns out she got a scan, she's okay. It is what it is. But if it turns out she got put back in the game, if it turns out that they've just ignored this whole thing.
Individually, each incident could be dismissed as part of the game. Together, fans started calling it a pattern. 3 high-profile players, 3 high-impact injuries, Zero direct league response addressing officiating consistency or player safety concerns. And that's when frustration turned into something else.
Absolutely ignored. Oh, Lexie Hull. She was saying what's up to Lexie Hull due to them playing Unrivaled together. But ignore Sophie Cunningham sitting right there and just says what's up to Lexie and takes off. It's a little bad blood between some of the players, so it's crazy to see that the love is extended to Caitlin Clark right here. And we know DB and Caitlin, man, they can't.
According to multiple online reports and fan accounts, Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and Lexie Hull aligned publicly in criticism, not attacking the league directly, but calling out what they described as silence. No official joint press conference. No legal accusation. But a clear message. Players want accountability, consistency, and protection. Fans described it as a bombshell, not because of what was said, but because of who said it.
And it literally like pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
Sabrina? No.
No, there's really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. Like, we have a lot of badasses in our league.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah to that. I'm all for that. But when people try to argue that she's not the face of our league, or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as
Sports media reacted instantly. Commentators questioned whether the WNBA risks alienating the very stars driving its growth. Stephen A. Smith summed it up bluntly. If the league wants respect, it starts with respecting its stars. Hashtags trended. Former players liked posts quietly. Rival fans took sides. The league, once again, said little. This isn't the first time WNBA officiating and player safety have been questioned. Over the years, players have spoken about inconsistent calls, lack of transparency, and limited communication from league offices. What makes this moment different is visibility. Never before have so many high-profile players been involved at the same time, during the league's most commercially successful season. Clark, Cunningham, and Hull don't share the same playing style. They haven't always been on the same side of media narratives. That's why fans noticed when the tone aligned. This wasn't about rivalry. It wasn't about ego. It was about players realizing that silence benefits everyone except the athletes. As of now, the WNBA has not issued a detailed response addressing these specific concerns. No admission of fault. No denial of patterns. Just business as usual. For fans, that response, or lack of one, feels like the real controversy. So what happens now? Will players demand formal reviews of officiating standards? Will the league introduce clearer injury protocol transparency? Or will this moment quietly fade until the next star goes down? Upcoming interviews, media days, and potential league meetings could decide everything. This story isn't about attacking the WNBA. It's about protecting the future of women's basketball. When the players who carry the league speak, even carefully, people listen. And right now, fans aren't just watching games anymore. They're watching how the league treats the people who made those games matter. If you believe players deserve transparency and protection, make your voice heard below. Subscribe for the stories the league won't break itself, because this situation is far from over. The next chapter could change the WNBA forever. Just minutes ago, a development surfaced that sent shockwaves through the WNBA community. Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and Lexie Hull, three players who represent different generations, styles, and roles within the league, have become symbolically linked in what fans are calling a bombshell moment. Not because of a formal lawsuit or press conference, but because of what their recent injuries, public reactions, and shared frustration reveal about a growing problem many believe the league can no longer ignore. This story is not about one game or one foul. It's about silence, accountability, and the breaking point of player trust. The 2024 WNBA season marked a turning point for visibility. Caitlin Clark's arrival brought unprecedented attention, television ratings soared, and arenas filled like never before. With that attention came heightened physical play. Defenders tested limits, whistles varied from game to game, and fans began noticing an uncomfortable trend. Star players absorbing heavy contact with inconsistent officiating and little public explanation from the league. While physicality has always been part of basketball, many felt the balance between competition and player safety was slipping. Caitlin Clark's injury became a flashpoint. As a rookie carrying massive expectations, Clark was already under relentless scrutiny. Every defensive scheme was built to stop her, and every hit became a viral clip. When she went down, reactions were immediate and emotional. Fans questioned whether officials were doing enough to protect a player who had become the league's most marketable figure. Analysts debated whether Clark was being targeted or simply adjusted to, but regardless of intent, the outcome was the same. The league's brightest spotlight dimmed, if only temporarily. Soon after, Lexie Hull's frightening eye and head injury intensified the conversation. The visual alone disturbed viewers. Replay footage circulated rapidly, and discussion shifted from basketball strategy to medical protocol. Commentators openly questioned whether proper evaluations were conducted and whether the situation was handled with enough urgency. No wrongdoing was confirmed, but the absence of a detailed league explanation left a vacuum that fans filled with anger and speculation. For many, Hull's incident symbolized how quickly player safety concerns can escalate when transparency is lacking. Then came Sophie Cunningham. Known for her toughness and physical style, Cunningham has never shied away from contact. That reputation made her knee injury even more alarming. Fans and analysts argued over whether the play was simply aggressive basketball or something more reckless. Some voices online went further, suggesting she had been repeatedly targeted because of her intensity and role. While those claims remain opinions rather than proven facts, what mattered was perception. And perception, especially during a high-growth moment for the league, carries real consequences. Individually, each injury could be explained. Together, they formed a pattern that fans found impossible to ignore. 3 prominent players, 3 serious injury scares, and no unified public-facing response from the WNBA addressing officiating consistency, medical transparency, or long-term player protection. The league continued operations as usual, but the audience had changed. This new audience was louder, more invested, and less willing to accept silence. According to widespread fan reporting and online reaction, Clark, Cunningham, and Hull became linked through shared messaging and symbolic alignment. There was no official joint statement released by the players, but their words, interviews, and reactions were interpreted as a collective call-out of the league's quiet approach. Fans labeled it a bombshell not because of dramatic language, but because star players rarely allow frustration to surface publicly. When they do, it signals something deeper. Media coverage exploded. Sports analysts debated whether the WNBA was risking its momentum by failing to address these concerns directly. Stephen A. Smith publicly stated that respect for the league begins with respect for its stars, a comment that circulated widely. Other analysts echoed similar sentiments, while some current and former players showed subtle support through likes and reposts. Rivalries were put aside, replaced by a shared understanding that no player benefits from unclear standards. This moment didn't come out of nowhere. The WNBA has faced past criticism over officiating consistency and communication with players. What makes this situation different is timing. The league is more visible than ever, and mistakes, real or perceived, are amplified instantly. Fans are no longer casual observers. They are active participants shaping the narrative in real time. What happens next remains uncertain. The league could issue clearer guidelines, increase transparency around injuries, or address officiating standards directly. Or it could choose to wait, hoping the controversy fades. But one thing is clear: the trust between players, fans, and the league is being tested in a way it hasn't been before. This isn't about attacking the WNBA. It's about protecting its future. Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and Lexie Hull represent different paths, but their stories now intersect at a moment that could define the next era of women's basketball. Whether this becomes a turning point or a missed opportunity depends on what the league does next. And the